If you want to find this sheet now, it's in the comments. Everybody, welcome to the Phase 4 Loot Prio Guide discussion stream. We're going to go through the Phase 4 Loot Prio Guide that Pummel and I worked on with the help of a bunch of people. Hans, Zath, Felipe, Ladon, Dance, Babyhoof, Simon Eyes, and some more people gave some input. So thanks everybody that was able to give their input. The goal of this guide, as with the ones in the past, has been to give your guild a good way to send loot to places that it's going to be most beneficial, while also giving everybody a little bit of love so that they have something big to look forward to. It is not a perfect sheet. I want to reiterate that. We try our best based off of all the information that we have available and our experience on the PTR. But we're not going to get everything right. If you see something that's not right, or you have an opinion that is better than ours, feel free to DM us or throw it in the comments. Pummel and I are both going to post this. So I'm going to read this, how to use this sheet first, and then we can kind of get into it. Phase 4 of the Wrath of the Lich King brings the final big raid of the expansion, and it's notably the hardest encounters we've faced up to this point. The sheet is intended to help you make loot decisions based on that fact. We like to prioritize classes and specs that will help you with the hardest fights in here that you will be up against, Professor Putricide and the Lich King. We also created this sheet based off of logs and data from the 2 rounds of PTR, 3 rounds. Numbers may change halfway through or late in the phase once the raid's sufficiently geared and priorities may shift. We encourage you to take this sheet with a grain of salt. We are only one guild and your experience may differ from ours. That's okay. Not everyone's going to agree with everything. If you don't agree with a recommendation, feel free to hit us up on Discord and we'd be happy to discuss it. Improving this sheet so that it's a good resource for everybody is our priority. So we have a few different things that we are talking about on the front page. First, we can go over tier. As progression in this phase is contingent on a few things, you need to decide early on what you want to focus on. We believe, as was the case for Ulduar, that gearing the most difficult encounter, which in that case was Algalon, and in this case is now the Lich King, is where you should be sending your items. As such, your tanks are going to need all the help that they can get. The Lich King hits very hard and fast, and especially during Soul Reaper, you're going to need as much beef as you can to get through it. Once that's done, we believe DPS should get priority. Unholy DKs probably should go last for tier. Maybe mages and rets towards the front, and everyone else somewhere in between. Also, you shouldn't load up one person super early, as it will take time for them to get their requisite items, because you need to go from badges to 264 tier to 277 tier. So spread the love and make everybody happy. Another thing that I want to keep in mind is Shadowmourne prio, which everybody always asks, who are you prioing Shadowmourne? As with legendaries in the past, Shadowmourne should go to the player that deserves it the most. This may be your raid leader, guild leader, the person that's been in the raid the longest, whoever makes the most sense, independent of the numbers. That being said, Ret and Fury both get more of a DPS increase over DKs, so do the right thing. I'll let you be the judge of what that necessarily means for you guys. And then finally, the Lich King is without a doubt the hardest boss that we've faced by like 10 times. And the gear that he drops will be unattainable for most people early on. As such, think about upgrades to go for outside of his gear early. Things like Crypt Maker, Rigor Mortis, and Dying Light are huge upgrades over their TOGC counterparts. And while they will get replaced with gear from the Lich King, you gotta down him first. So that 277 gear that you can get from the other bosses should be important to you. As much as it often isn't, because it's not big, that stuff's gonna help you kill him to get that stuff. So think about it. Okay, I'm here with Zath and Pummel. Zath is one of our longest tenured warrior officers in Fusion, and Pummel is Pummel. You guys all know Pummel. You want to start with trash? You can start with trash.
Trash is almost everything goes in the auction house, except for that agility neck. It's like kind of useful.
Neck, right?
Yeah, everything else I would just send straight to the auction house.
All right, here we go. Let's start with Marrowgar. Crushing Cold Wraith Belt.
This is one of those items that originally I had as kind of whoever, because it's literally this for every caster and some of the healers, so, or almost all the healers. But when taking a closer look at it, there were 277 options for Ellie and Boogie. Healers, there's a crafted option if you use cloth, so that's why I put Mage Lock and Esprit. So I'll probably look for those first, as they scale kind of hard with those stats, and they don't really have anything else at all to use.
This is BIS for all these people? I didn't even realize.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if you look at the caster BIS list, the waste is kind of a mess.
Yeah, easy. Everybody wants it. The, bracers, belt, stuff like that, generally just like give it to who hasn't gotten loot recently, right? Stuff like that. It's not a big item.
Yeah, it's not like, it's not a trinket or a weapon, but it's definitely extremely contested.
Handguards of Winter's Respite.
Both druids use tier 10, so it's a holdover piece until tier 10.
All right. Rusted Bone Spike Pauldrons. Holy Paladin, grats.
Congrats.
Bone Sentinel's Amulet.
This is only really good for Resto Druids, like in their set, and it sims very close to the Blood Queen neck for a lot of classes, like for a Warlock or anything that really uses like Spirit as a secondary stat and haste. It's a solid item that if you don't have Wail or Cry, it's a big upgrade.
I feel like there's a lot of those items where it's like, oh, you're almost there at Biss. Just take this so you can get Prio somewhere else. You know what I mean? It's like a choice. That's
sadly not what people want to hear, but it is the reality where there's a lot of play-aroundable items here, and 10-man has a lot of these items just with slightly less stats. So if you're not running your 10-mans because you don't think you have to, you definitely should, because you can basically get clones of a lot of these items.
Yeah. Okay, Loop of the Endless Labyrinth.
It's a hit crit ring. It's basically like a Firestorm ban. That's just a hit crit ring. It's good for boomies and fires. Replace your Firestorms.
Okay. Hit crit with a socket. Like every single item in all of ICC has a socket, which is really nice.
Yeah, it's very comfortable.
Yeah. Marrowgar's Frigid Eye.
That's a healer ring.
Nice.
Don't
give it to your Disc Priest. Okay. Frozen Bone Spike.
This is like a spirit crit dagger, which isn't inherently insane for anybody, but if you want to give because since it's off Marrowgar is one of the easier bosses, so if you want to give your Demo a good weapon to have spell power to snap for the new packed version, this is a good choice.
Again, 277 weapons, you're gonna get a bunch of these before you get the 284 Lich King stuff, so enjoy it. Take it. Don't be mad about it. And Bulwark of the Smoldering Steel.
I typically go DPS over healers, and that's the case with this, because it's good for LE, HPAL, and Arsham, so whichever one didn't get a TOGC shield, or a lot of guilds don't run LEs, although I think LE is very sleeper cranker this tier.
Let's do physical stuff off of him. Frostbitten Fur Boots.
Oh, yes. The Frostbitten Fur Boots.
I know, it's a very exciting item.
It's your standard leather item, so that means a Ret Paladin also wants it. GG.
Hey, he's not wrong, actually.
It's got ARP on it, though.
Yeah, well, they just want stats, man. What can you do?
All right. So you go Feral, and then Rogue, or Ret, or Marksman, and then Survival. Fair enough.
I think it'll just depend on where you're budgeted with your hit rating. The boots they're coming from have a lot of hit rating on them, so...
Are there any of those, like, half points where, like, you don't have enough hit until you get that one item on the transition? Because I remember in TUGC there was a lot of those moments where it's like, I need this in order to have enough
hit. Feral on their tier has no hit at all, so they have to start picking it up from gems and other items. I think there's a ring that's, like, kind of good for them. It's got a lot of hit, but it's also pretty contested, so good luck to them. But I don't know, I'd probably hit my Feral first and just hope they can manage the hit.
Yeah, they've got a lot of Prio this phase, right?
Yeah, probably.
Kyle, terrible timing.
They scaled really hard with
terrible
stats
timing
based on the sim, and I know sims aren't perfect, but when you're, like, for example, weapons for Ferals are getting like 700 DPS because of how they scale weapon damage, like, you can't deny how big it is.
Okay. Snow Serpent Mail Helm. We love this item. It's my favorite item.
Who cares?
Yeah, who cares? But I also want to say, like, a lot of these items, like hunters and rogues, the priority for them gets real wonky because there's assassination versus combat, and then there's MM versus SV, and MM is trying to hit that ARP cap. So a lot of this, like, is volatile. I just want to put that caveat in there.
Yeah, Armor Pen really, because you're going for hard cap now, and it gets very fucky. And does Hunter actually ever get Armor Pen cap? I think only Warrior and Feral managed to actually get it, so everyone else just kind of like lingers below it. It's still a good stat, but their gains on items are a lot lower.
They're saying Hunter does, so with gems. There you go.
Okay, cool. Good for them.
Okay, this helm is useless. Gendarme's Cuirass. Seems okay. Plate chest. Hit.
It's kind of ass. Most of them just use tier. I mean,
it's too much hit, probably, right?
The only people that probably want this is a DK, possibly, but they're wearing tier 9 most likely. So just vendor it.
Okay.
It's a sick little Abyss Crystal out there.
I know their value is quite high these days. All right. Band of the Bone Colossus.
That was the hit ring I was talking about.
Yeah, the hit haste one.
People that like struggle with hit really need this thing, so you just gotta find a way to get it to them when
Kirky, thanks for the
it's
prime.
appropriate.
Oh, I
But-
got a good
Now, should we do the, why don't
It's
we
like
just go,
Feral's using this, and the ICC rep ring is like their hit, basically, in their full bis, and I think Frostbite and Fur Boots. And it's like, I put Enhance and Assassination there because they use the hit and the haste better, and basically Ferals are running train on all the ARP
Scarab
items, so I
Ward.
felt that was
Oh, I
most
got a
fair.
good.
Yeah, I agree. Again, it comes back to if the feral needs hit, you just fucking give it. Fuck everyone else.
I
Sorry.
like that.
You mean you've got 10 ferals to gear up now, right? So you gotta really get them
Yeah.
done early. Okay, and then Big Daddy Bryn Troll.
Yeah. Who cares? It's not orange.
The proc is cool for Rets and Blood Decays, and then I just give it to my warrior after that.
It's actually cringe because you need spell hit sometimes for it to not miss, and who the fuck's gonna have spell hit rating? I guess you really don't care, but
I didn't know
Just a
that.
little
That's
thing.
interesting.
yeah.
How does that work again? It's like the spell hit's a lot higher than physical hit, right?
Yeah.
It's like 16% or something.
Let me see.
Give it to your
1.2%
ret who's
higher.
not getting Shadowmourne first. I guess your blood decay. It's 16 or 17%. Okay, there you go. Well, I feel like Marrowgar stuff's not this most exciting, but it's the first boss.
It's gonna be an easy first boss.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of this loot. Lady Deathwhisper. Let's start with Shoulders of Mercy Killing. Not
So this-
tier.
it's
Yeah,
kind of
but
a
it's
cool
good.
piece. It has really good stats. Just hard to fit in as an off piece, so most people don't really care.
Everybody
do the
uses
tanks
tier
like
10.
that?
What'd you say?
Yep.
How are you gonna do the tanks like that? You
Oh,
skipped
I
over the
skipped
Marrowgar
tanks. I'm sorry. I skipped tank loot. Okay, we'll go back to tanks. Bracer of Dark Reckoning, give it to whoever is going to be tanking the Lich King. Light Guards of Lost Hope, give it to whoever's tanking the Lich King.
Yeah, that one's, as far as I know, the crafted pants are very good for plate users, so definitely look into those. This is a good hit option if you end up needing hit down the road.
Yeah, I
Go
feel
on,
like
go on.
week 1 or 2, getting this tank loot is actually pretty good because it'll help you on the Lich King. But after that, you'd never want to see it again.
Yeah.
It'll feel bad.
No, there will be no tank loot in my bags.
Yeah, because then you might have to tank. Imagine. All right, Lady Deathwhisper, Shoulders of Mercy Killing. Sorry, Paul, I interrupted.
I was done. I mean, it's
Okay.
a good off piece, but it's hard to work in.
All right. The Ladies Brittle Bracers.
A lot of the casters aren't using hit on the bracers right now, but this is a nice hub of hit bracers, and there's really not a lot of bracer diversity. There's like a hit haste bracer, but Shadow, Fire, and AF all use these, and it's just who needs the hit at the moment. Usually Fire's starving for hit, but sometimes Shadow and AF are too.
Shadow's going to be doing pretty great in ICC, right? I feel like,
Allegedly.
yeah. I mean, I'm excited to give the Shadow Priest loot, see how they do. They're really, really good for a lot of fights. So
Have you not been giving Shadow Priest loot?
no, I hate APUP.
I can tell he doesn't have a 272 cloak.
Our Shadow Priests love doing mechanics, so you just...
They do. They're the most selfless role we have, I think, is the Shadow Priests. They're always like,
These are
I'm,
hunters.
they're always like, I'm down to do whatever you guys need me to do. And it's like, cool, let's do it. Love the Shadow Priest. Okay. Deathwhisper Raiment, Druids.
It's chest.
It's a chest. You'll be sad if you see it week 2, even week 1. Crit, spell power, spirit, 3 sockets. Necrophotic Greaves, male boots. Oh, these are gross. I hate these.
I mean, shaman. I guess.
Resto
Like, they're not
shaman.
good.
Resto
They're not even good
Shaman
because
boots.
they want haste.
These are just bad. MP5 is bad. You want haste on there. All right. Fallen Lord's Handguards.
At the time I was making this, I had this as like the big off piece that Holy Paladins wanted, but that might have changed. They might use 4-piece or something. But I mean, this is a very well statted item for Holy Paladins.
No one else is going to use it, so it doesn't matter. Just give it to one of the Holy Paladins and give the other off piece to the other Holy Paladin, and then just ply them with 264.
They're going from like Pharaohs, so they're gonna really like this item.
Yeah, crit haste spell power. These still seem pretty good. Ring of Maddening Whispers.
It's a spirit crit ring with a socket. And it's solid. Seems solid for fire mages. Maybe boomkins too with the crit. I don't know how much the spirit does for them, but I mean, if someone wants a ring, there's a ring.
Mages are using Ashen Band and Ring of Rapid Ascent, like every other caster. So
There's not a lot of caster diversity with a lot of these pieces, like boots, belt, rings. It's like TOGC where everybody wants the same crap. So
yeah,
That's right. Caster loot is shit.
I guess you go mage. Is that- Okay, and then cool item Nibelung.
this item's kind of funny because at first it wasn't on my radar at all, and I said whoever, but I was informed by boomkins, elemental shamans, and mages that the potential I had, and then on the PTR, I saw in some raid where the Valks were just cranking face and doing a lot of damage. So, it's kind of huge, and I saw for boomkins it has the potential to be their best weapon. I am not saying it is. I'm just saying that there's talks about it. So I would give this to your boomkin for a big crank weapon early.
I love that idea. It looks cool.
It also looks cool.
Yeah, it looks really cool, and we'll see how it does. I'm sure there'll be a lot of testing. But you do Boomy over Ellie and Mage, and then the rest of them. The Ellie feels a little bit worse because they like shields, but whatever. Okay, let's do physical now for Lady Deathwhisper, and start with Cultist's Blood-Soaked Spalders. I bet you nobody uses these.
If a rogue doesn't have tier yet, I'm pretty sure they could just throw this on.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Tier. It's like a good holdover piece, so you end up getting tier. I think Feral Tank might even like it as like a
That's
fill
cool.
piece.
Agi, Stam, Crit, AP, Haste, 2 sockets. Just throw it on the Feral, move along.
Yeah, just find a nice home for it. Someone will wear it until they get their tier piece, and then they'll take it off.
Okay. Leggings of Northern Lights. Crit, AP, ARP.
This is Ladon's Biss.
Yeah, Ladon told me this is his best, allegedly.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like THGC. Hunters often just get whatever they want because no one wants what they want, right? So it's like, rats hunters, enjoy your easy loot.
Rats hunters, pieces of shit, plenty about everything else. Handed everything.
Trap launcher, boom, done. All right, blood-soaked Serenite Stompers.
These are good for all plate users, including Ret. Like, if you end up having a lot of these, you could eventually throw these on a Ret if the leather ones just aren't showing up enough. But as far as Prio or anything like that, it doesn't really matter. It helps Warrior get to their armor pen cap. Frosty K will do really well with these, but Unholy and even Ret, it'll be good for them too. Pretty close Prios, but that's who you're looking at.
War over DK over Red over Rest. Warrior scale better with art. Prio changes depending on DK spec. All right. I think that Warriors probably get a lot of Prio here. Maybe, I don't know, we'll see. Maybe we give the DK some love. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not a piece that I think you need to worry about right away.
There's places where the DKs get an advantage.
Okay.
And not just on items that like they solely use.
Sure. All right. Ankahar Onyx Neck Guard.
Unholy Biss.
Crit.
Right.
Hit.
It's weird because at first this was just Unholy Biz, and then someone messaged me about this neck and said it's very close to Sindragosa's neck with Ret Paladins, and then I looked at it, and that plus I think it was the Blood-Soaked Serenite Stompers or another item was like 5 DPS more than the Biz set that I even had, so I added Ret there as well.
Yeah, it probably is. You just have to replace a hit piece somewhere, which is either like bracers or ring. Again, it just comes down to what's kind of dropping.
Sure. What's the other neck that people use?
The Sindragosa one?
Yeah, it's like everyone else wants that one. And Lana'thel's Frosty King.
It's disgustingly contested. It's like probably one on the heat map, one of the most contested physical items. So if you have a strong alternative like this, like you should definitely take it if you can.
Oh yeah, it'll be big.
How many want the Sindragosa one?
Everyone.
6+, yeah. Okay. Heart Pierce.
Dagger. Next.
Dagger. Grats, Dagger.
Yep.
Rogues. We love you.
Bow next.
Melee attacks have a chance to trigger Invigoration, granting you energy, rage, or mana every 2 seconds for 12 seconds. Okay. Zod's repeating longbow, Grats, Hunters, and then whoever else.
Well, it has a special effect that's like based off the damage. No one else is wearing it.
Literally just Hunters. Okay.
Yeah.
Ranged attacks have a 5% chance to cause you to instantly attack with this weapon for 50%. That's actually kind of cool. It's second
Yeah,
base
I mean,
offing
I heard
for
it's bad,
assassination.
but yeah.
If you showed up in a green, maybe you put this on, but no one else should put it on besides a hunter.
Interesting. And then
And I don't even know if I'd want to put that thing on.
Broken Ram Skull Helm.
Game Biss.
I looked at mostly mitigation sets for the tanks, and in most of the mitigation sets, this was the off piece they used. So this is
I would love
big
this
item.
week 1.
Yeah, I was also told that this set is wrong and it's something else. I'm not the most experienced tank. I just had to do a lot of asking and third party research for that. But I mean, any tank item is important.
It depends, because like some tanks are going to elect for what I talked about before, the blacksmithing legs. And then if they want 4-piece, then obviously this helm goes out the door. But this helm is like pretty decent if you pick up that and then 4-set somewhere else.
Okay.
In my opinion.
The blacksmithing legs should be pretty easily attainable, right? Because
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
just
you
Serenite.
get it day 2.
They're really good.
All right, and then Juggernaut Band. For all the tank loot, I think we're going to be saying this mostly. It's just Lich King, tank, and then your second tank too.
Again, it just depends because sometimes you just want more of something else. Like, it's definitely a good ring, but maybe I just want an armor ring.
Sure.
And that has no armor on it.
Sure.
I mean, the Prio changes if you have a bear tank. That's about it. Otherwise, it's like if you have 2 plate tanks, then it's like bouncing back and forth and making sure they're both strong enough for Lich King.
Mm-hmm. Moving to Gunship, Shadow Vault, Slayer's Cloak. Let's do melee first now.
Oh, this is a big item. Oh, I love this item. So you have many people who could actually end up wanting this beyond what's listed here, because later down the line, if people end up playing the game for longer and they add more loot in, this becomes a very nice item for literally everyone.
What does that mean?
I'm talking about Ruby Sanctum coming into the game.
Ruby Sanctum comes in and this becomes Biz?
This becomes a lot nicer. You end up dropping the TOGC cloaks because you don't need the stats.
Oh, interesting.
But what's listed there is pretty good. In my opinion, you just pick your favorite player between your Enhanced Ret and Assassination Row for Phase 4.
Enhance are kind of sad this phase, so going them first feels good.
Yeah.
Shout out Alaska.
Shout out Alaska. All right. Ikfaris's Sack of Wonder.
Bear Tank Biss, Rogue Biss, and a Feral Cat could probably make it work if they needed in a pinch, but definitely if your goal is to kill any of the hard bosses, you probably want to put this on your Feral Tank if you have one of those first, and then just slap it to your Rogues. I think both specs want it.
This is best for Rogues?
Yeah,
That's
both
it's their
specs.
off piece.
It's like high expertise or something.
Scourge Hunters Van Braces. Congrats, Hunters. Polar Bear.
Well,
okay.
Well, if you go the physical enhanced build, you can pick those up. You know, I don't know how many people are actually going to see those. I have no idea about the ins and outs of physical versus spell enhance. I imagine most people are going to want to keep playing spell enhance.
Aluska gave us a
Enhance might be
whole
good.
speech on it the other day.
Honestly, just reroll.
I think that's what he's going to do.
I was told that the spell power one's like only 300 more DPS than the physical one,
That's
but
pretty
that could be wrong.
minuscule, yeah.
Just reroll Hunter and pick these up on your Hunter.
Yeah. Aluska says he's rolling physical enhance, less contested loot, and spell enhance is only better once you get heroic Lich King base. So that's
That sounds
a fair take. Okay. Polar Bear Claw Bracers.
DK Ret. I think this is probably one of those items we were talking about before. With what item was that? The neck. You might be able to swap this out as a Ret. Maybe I don't know. I didn't see the list Pummel had, but that'd be my guess. But DK Ret, it's very good for DK.
One of the items the warriors aren't getting first.
DK,
Yeah.
Ret, Warrior, Rest. Yeah, Bracers, nice. Scourgeborn War Axe.
The Rogue offhand.
Congrats, Rogues. Crit AP ARP. Everybody will be seeing all of these items too because it's Gunship. So every single raid should know these very well. Okay. And then Skeleton Lord's Circle. DK Warret.
Yeah, I would put Warrior probably last prior on this, but again, it depends. I would hit DKs obviously first with it.
Crit Expertise.
It's like a weird ring. It's like if you need expertise cap help, like there.
Yeah,
it is,
like
but
if you don't have the sword as a warrior, you could probably pick this up but I just throw it to DKs first. I don't know, like Red probably doesn't need as much help on expertise, but if they wanted it for some reason, it's like a whatever item. Rings are just cringe. So
Yeah, it's like a holdover ring, right? Until you get whatever.
Yeah.
G-Scav says it's
give it to your hunter.
Biss for blood DKs, DPS.
No
with
one
the
cares.
Hallian gear.
No, stop. No one cares. Literally, don't play fucking blood.
Okay. All right. Let's do caster stuff. Corporathar Ceremonial Crown.
bad,
Bad? It looks like the
Bad.
priest here.
gross.
Give it to the disc priest. I don't know.
What off piece are you using now on your disc priest? Is it chest?
I can't remember what we put.
I guess you could swap your tier 8 chest back on and use that as your off piece instead of the
We're
tier 9 or whatever.
using Sanguine Silk Rogues. No. Sand Lane Ritual Gloves.
I meant in TOGC right now, like you swap it on.
Oh yeah, we're using 258 tier chest.
All right, well, there you go.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Gunship Captain's Mittens.
This item's weird because it's not exactly insane for anyone, but I have been informed that Boomkins, if they're Horde, use this in their Biss, and then if you are an Alliance Fire Mage, you can use this. Otherwise, it's one of those weird off pieces like the shoulders with the hit haste from earlier.
Okay. It says Boomy Fire Mage Rest. Okay. Boots of Unnatural Growth. Leather boots.
Druids.
Druids, good. Solid. Crit, spell power, spirit. Druids.
And the plate build's not that good for paladins. It's crit MP5, like they want haste, but I mean, like maybe the raw stats are worth it for your paladins. I mean, it's plate, just give it to them.
Amulet
gotta
of
go now.
Silent
Bitch.
Eulogy. Oh my god, finally we give the demo lock something.
Yeah, demo locks use this in this because they don't have a lot of hit options because they're using a lot of spirit crit stuff for your demonic pack. Thank you, demos. Originally I had this as mage this, but I was informed that they use Blood Queen Choker instead. If any of your casters need a hit option, this is a very, very good one because it is just hit haste socket.
Seems well statted. Maybe change hit to crit. That would have been perfect, but oh well. Okay, the Mac Daddy Ring of Rapid Ascent. I think everybody wants this, right?
Literally, if you look in the caster bis list and the healer bis list, like everybody wants this. There's no rhyme or reason why one person should get it over the others, but I am a DPS over healer type of player because if you can clear the content faster, you have to heal less and the content goes faster. So DPS over healer. Just reward your good players who need a ring. Maybe they didn't get a deplorable violence or elusive manifestation this tier and they need a ring.
To be honest, most healers are going to be using their Ashen Ring, so all they need to find is one other one, and they can easily do that. That's not on a DPS heavy prio item.
Sure.
Like the first boss ring.
Yeah, there are. I mean, there are rings that are available that are easy. There's also an exact replica of this ring on 10 man that's 264.
The nice thing is it's gunship, so everybody, like, you could split a gajillion ways, do all normals and this on heroic and get it eventually if you want it. You know what I mean?
I'm buying it on my Holy Paladin. I'm telling you
exactly.
that right now.
I'm buying it on my priest. Exactly.
I'm letting you buy it and taking the money.
Okay. Althor's Abacus. Resto Druid, Resto Shaman Disc.
I mean, it's the healer trinket of the tier.
Yep.
You know, like paladins don't really use it, but all three of the other healers do. So
give it to whoever is like lacking in trinkets. If you missed a solace, give it to them. You know, whatever.
Are they replacing the one from Yogg or something?
It depends on the healer. Priests aren't using the one from Yogg anymore. We're still using illustration.
Oh yeah, cringe.
Yeah, it's a good trinket. I don't know. It's not a big deal. Healer trinkets aren't the most exciting. It just has a bloom heal proc. Okay, and then we'll get into the tank stuff. Bone Guard Commander's Pauldrons. Dodge, defense, parry. Give it to your DK tank probably. Whoever is going to tank Lich King and Corpse Tongue Coin. Do they use this? I don't think they do, right?
I don't think so. I mean, the
Just
proc isn't
something to put in
crazy.
their bags. Yeah, no one's gonna actively wear this, I don't think, unless they're just like some memer that likes weird avoidance trinkets. I think it's dog shit. It'd be good to wear it on like a noob, but no one's doing that anymore.
It doesn't even seem like it's that much armor on it. 6,426. Cannot occur
Short
more than
cooldown now.
Interesting. All right. Okay, let's move on to Deathbringer Saurfang. Great Cloak of the Turned Champion.
Demo uses this. It's better than Bolvar's right now, so it's like a 5 eye level upgrade over that. And if your Wrestler Druid never got a cloak, this is really good for them as well. They love these stats.
Yeah, you're sad to see this because of 272 cloaks being a thing.
I'm not sad. I'm excited
sad.
for my friends
I'm
to
sad
get 5 eye level
because we didn't
upgrades.
see Deathbringer as well. I'm sad.
I never want to see a fucking caster item on this boss.
I don't
If
want
you're
to
going to see Great Cloak of the Turn Champion, you're going to like it.
I don't want to see
No.
any item except Deathbringer as well.
Whoa. There's another item.
Okay.
But
Belt of the Blood Nova, the worst item in all of ICC.
What the hell? Rest Shamans love that belt.
This
It
is
has
the
haste.
worst item. No, they don't, because it has no crit on it. This is the worst item in all of ICC. You're sad when you see this. I guarantee you. Nobody gives a fuck about this.
there's 5 items on this boss, and you're gonna see this one every time.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. Okay. Tosk's maximized risk guards.
Feral Warrior Rogue. And probably Ret too, because they're cringe.
Oh, you go
but-
tank first. Nice. Cool idea. Okay.
No, you're not going tank first. If you give these to a tank, you're trolling your raid.
This was what they were using in the Feral Bis. So anything the Feral could use, because of how hard the content is, I just put it first. If your Feral's using something else, like, you know, the hit braces off of a noob and doesn't want these because they're Chad, move on.
Move on, he says. Cassie says, do not give those risks to a bear. There you go.
I agree with Cassie. Do not give these to a tank. If you give these to a tank, like, it's not going to help them tank better.
All right.
There's other items that players
We
can
will
pick up.
revisit the note. All right, we're going to do
I think
this
Pummel
one
will try to
last.
find one on
Blood Venom Blade. Holy shit, I've never even seen this graphic. This thing looks cool as shit.
I love this weapon graphic. This is your second best weapon outside the Lich King one for all those classes listed, including Prop Paladin.
Yeah, people are saying it's Prop Pally.
I don't know. It just depends what people have. People are still rocking shitty weapons. Just hit them.
I put Prop Pal in the note there because I wasn't sure, but I didn't put it in the Prio
I think you're
itself.
good. I think-
They have a couple of options they can go, but this is like it's really good.
Do we add Frosty?
I definitely agree that Frosty K should probably be the highest priority, but at least their main hand. Combat not as much because they have some other.
This is
options.
Frosty K best outside of Lich King stuff.
Yeah, and they're gonna want 2. Same with Unholy, they could use it.
Okay.
I'd probably hit Frost and then do Wonder Rogue and then probably my Paladin before Unholies.
Yeah, I don't feel like tank weapons are that big a deal. Especially nothing with mitigation on it. Okay, and then one of the most important items of the entire raid, Deathbringer's Will.
Rep Paladin Prio. Yeah, so the item that everyone's been talking about probably since Classic came back as a thing, even back in Vanilla Classic. This item changes the way you look when it procs. So it's got to be probably the coolest item they've ever made in the entire game, and for that reason, you give it to your warrior because it's the best class. Any feral out there that thinks they're getting this item, get fucked. You're never getting this.
In case you guys aren't
JK,
confused, he was joking.
I like feral warrior on this one before you start passing it off to other people. It's obviously game bis for like every physical. Just kind of figure it out.
There was a
Feral
great
and
sheet that somebody made that showed the DBW comparison.
Yeah, so with sheets like that, you just gotta grain of salt them because
Sure.
you're dealing with armor pen. You can't just throw this in a sheet and say, "Oh, this is where it is." Like it literally depends where you're at with your gearing.
The sheet's definitely not perfect, but they did a pretty good job of showing like where the big gains are early. And like early on, the Alliance gain is pretty big for Feral and Warrior as well as Horde. And then later in the phase, it kind of all evens out. So
Yeah.
I think that the intention of the sheet that we made is early phase gearing. So I think that this section is much more relevant to what we're looking for. And there's a pretty clear gap between the rest of them.
Me personally, I like doing Warrior Feral about equal, and then Frosty K, and then you fit in Hunter Rogue, and then Unholy later on,
Sure.
and Never Blood, because no one's playing that dog shit spec.
Yeah. We'll see. Frosty
But
K's might.
They're
going to
It
scale.
just kind of depends. It just depends. For everything past Warrior and Feral is like whatever.
I think that
Just pick someone.
some like cringe guy in my DMs today was pissed off about the hunters not being higher. And he's like, "How can you give warriors Shadowmourne and DBW?" And I was like, "Listen, every single
I
thing,
like killing bosses, punk.
every single thing that we did here is based off of nothing else impacting it. So it's like, if you're giving your warrior Shadowmourne, maybe don't give him the first DBW. If you're not, then maybe give him the first DBW. So, stuff like that. I think probably the easiest way to prog like day one for speedrun guilds and to kill Lich King is give the first DBW to Hunter. So it's like, there's just a ton of different ways to do it. I like going warrior first, but it's player over class, as it says like 50 times on this sheet.
It's really good. You just hope you get a lot of them because it's an insane trinket.
Yeah.
And don't give it to the hunter. Anyone who talks about loot as well, don't give them that item. If you see any DM or chat message in your Discord, don't give them DBW. Just skip them.
It's so hard because people are like, I want to talk about loot, and you're just like, just go away. It's hard. You do this enough times, you can get tired.
Complainers go instantly to the back of the line.
It's not fair because like I think we run a really fair loot council, and if you're not running a fair loot council, then you as someone who is trying to get loot needs to badger people to death in order to get the loot that they want, and I get that. That's DBW. Let's talk about Gangrenous leggings off of Festergut.
God, what the hell is this?
Hit crit AP.
Rogue,
yeah. Maybe Feral again, but definitely Rogue. It's like upgrades for it's like direct upgrade, is it not, from the TOGC item at the moment?
Yeah.
Or is it haste? Oh, it's hit haste. So this is hit crit.
Hit crit, yeah.
Yeah. It's good.
Okay.
Rogue. Rogue.
We did Rogue, and then the rest combat. Carapace of Forgotten Kings.
There's no way you just said that.
I'm kidding.
To
I don't
enhance,
think
use
anyone
that
wants this thing.
as their off piece.
In what?
Love a mail chest.
Like they use their 4-piece T10 plus that.
I think they use gloves now.
What do you love?
Who knows? Enhance is weird. Enhance might want it.
I guess they might use the gloves too.
I said it.
Or instead of.
Yeah, you probably could flip the script there.
This is a good, I guess, holdover piece if you don't want to get the gloves immediately or something. I don't know.
Exactly.
Are you using a chest now? It's a direct upgrade to a chest that you're wearing.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
All right.
So
T10 placeholder. Nerubar Stalker's Cord. Oh look!
oh my god,
oh,
Hunter
look.
Biss!
The hunters get what they
Wow.
want, and no one else gets.
Wow! They're gonna be 290 item level.
In the first ring.
You guys really like hunters, huh?
I love my hunter. I do. I love playing it. I can't wait to get all my loot for free.
It's also physical enhance, so
Yeah, it is visual enhanced, but
All right, there you go. Give it to the shaman first.
yeah. If you don't like your hunter, then give it to your enhance.
Very close to cinch.
I don't like my hunter. I hope he's watching. By the way.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like you.
Wasn't this the Ret consideration? I think we were talking about this earlier, weren't we?
it was the crypt belt, the plate one.
Oh, okay.
It probably is good. Not gonna lie. Like a lot of this is probably good for people if you just don't see other things. It's like Ret and Warrior.
Okay. Flesh rending gauntlets. This is the item that they were freaking out about, right?
They were saying red or warriors can use these instead of Aldriana's and be really close.
Yeah, but that's always considered in full bis, and I don't like operating like that because no one's ever going to be in full bis and trying to figure out where you can line this up. You just hit your ret, and then the warrior can probably hold it as a filler piece. I would never put this on.
Okay. Might of Blight.
Frosty K.
Frost equals blood equals unholy over Ret over rest.
Yep, sounds about right. It's unholy 2 minutes. That means they have to have Shadowmourne. And no one's giving their unholy Shadowmourne. So, GG. Sorry, DKs. You've been soaking loot this whole expansion. It's your turn to sit in the back of the loot prio.
They really did have a lot of this game locked, and finally they are being dethroned. Right as it gets to the spooky castle.
Yep. Hopefully their 2-minute sim can win them favor somewhere.
Listen, some fights will be 2 minutes. All right. Black Bruise.
Enhance anyone who wants it after that.
Your melee attacks have a chance to grant you necrotic touch for 10 seconds, causing all of your melee attacks to deal an additional 10% damage as shadow damage. Solid. Looks kind of bad, honestly. Distant Land. I imagine this is similar to the staffs for the entire expansion, where it's like, it might not be bis for feral, but you give it to your feral over your hunter, and then you give the bis feral one to the feral again over the hunter because it's feral. You know what I mean?
Correct.
There's a polearm with the same exact stats, I think. So you just kind of whatever. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, you just shove it in the hands of the feral, and then the
Feral, and then yeah,
the hunter gets the second two-hander, whatever it is.
Yep.
Okay, caster stuff. Lingering illness.
There's a lot of good stuff on Festergut.
Oh, really?
Lingering illness is like the demo bis. And then Dis also want that, so another good support item.
Nice. Crit spell power spirit, very good. Demo disc wreck. Plaguebringer's stained pants.
That's another really good item because a lot of casters use this as their off piece, like Af, Shadow, Bloomy, Ellie. I've also heard that Alliance mages might use this as their off piece, but it's really contested. And then I've been told that some don't use this, but if they do, it's still very contested. So, like, you want to see these.
It's these pants for everybody?
Well, for a lot, not
For
all
AF,
of them.
so your 4 AF and your Shadow Priest and your Balustrade. Okay. Give it to your Pumper AF. Give it to your Pummel.
you said pumper, so you wouldn't do
I'm
that.
giving mine to my Pummel. Okay. Plague Scientist Boots. Ugh, these things. Ugh.
Haha.
I hate
This is just like that belt situation we had off the first boss. Like, this is even worse. This is the only pair of boots with haste on them. This tier. This is the only one. All the others have like hit or crit and spirit, so these are really good. So similar to the belt, there are some other options for some of the classes that don't exactly wear cloth, so that's the route I went. So give these to your pumper cloth casters.
Everybody wants this. Like beef
Everybody
people
wants it.
in the
Every single
raid
person wants it.
this. Ugh, bleh. Well, let's hope you get it early. It's not even a reward item either. Ugh, it's annoying. Leather of Stitched Scourge parts. What a weird item name.
It's a holdover piece.
Leather of Stitched
Human
Scourge
orc
parts.
dwarf.
Haste spell power.
Yeah.
All races can
Druid.
use it, so
Druid.
Horrific flesh epaulets. Shoulder mail.
So originally I thought there was another piece that was the Elioth piece, but apparently these are the Elioth piece, and they're itemized really well for Elies, so they're close to the stained pants that we were just talked about. So give it to them.
I'd love to see one of these ever. And then 5 Plague Scientist boots. Let's see those. Unclean surgical gloves.
I think these are one of the off pieces for Resto Shaman, even though it doesn't have any crit on it. You were saying, or MP5, like that was in the set that I was looking at when I was looking at Resto Shaman stuff. So just give it to them.
Okay. Faceplate of the Forgotten.
HPAL.
Grats HPAL. Holiday's Grace. Finally, Disc Bis.
I don't know if it'll go to disc because it's kind of really really good item. Like everybody wants it. Like crit MP5 with the socket. That's just like that could go to anyone, right?
But maybe give it to your disc. Grats Disc Priests on your Game Bis necklace.
it'll go to my enchanter to be crushed.
No. And then tank loot. We've got Belt of Broken Bones.
It's a really good belt.
Really good
Yep.
belt.
Probably the only belt in the game.
Yeah, I think it is. Grats Belt of Broken Bones tank. Let's hope you see one of them ever. All right. And he also drops Festergut's Acidic Blood for your Shadowmourne. Rotface. Winding Sheet.
DK.
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 Yep.
Grats on Holy
actually.
DK on the haste. All right.
That's only one item this phase.
Aldriana's Gloves of Secrecy.
This is like the most controversial item.
yeah.
Like this is more controversial than like trinkets.
I got
No.
5 DMs about this item. It
Yeah.
was really annoying.
I'm sure you did. Don't let ferals cope about this item. They don't need. Definitely hit your rogues first. While you're combat, I think, right? Do assassination even use this? Something more like tier.
I think they want the tier because they use 4-piece and combat uses only 2-piece. So you are correct. It's very big
Yeah.
for combat. I would also go the same route and hit the combat than the.
They're not really
than the-
seeing favor on a lot of items, so this is like a good piece to finally just like that's contested to just launch it at them and they'll enjoy it. And then between Rogue and Warrior, Warrior and Feral, it just kind of depends what they already have. But yeah, you could split that decision. It's bits for both. Feral arguably could use 277 tier, and it's like barely a loss. Them having 5 pieces of tier is probably not
You bitch.
always going to happen, but I think they could move other things around, and it's not as impactful.
Especially if they know they're like not gonna get it immediately. They talk to the loot council, and they can prioritize it if they don't have a good item for it. It's just such a close DPS difference. It's a shame. Like that's how we're judging literally everything else, and that's just how it is. You have a very, very close second option. That's 8 DPS. That's right there.
So yeah, don't go Feral.
I mean, you could go feral, but like I wouldn't immediately.
Let your rogues have it.
Yeah. Let the rogues have some fun.
Okay. Dual Bladed Pauldrons.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, the next 3 items are don't care.
Raging Behemoth Shoulder Plates.
No one's going to use them.
No one
Dog
is
shit
gonna
stats.
use them.
Awful
And everyone
stats.
has tier.
And then Seal of Many Mouths.
Anybody who needs expertise could pick this up, to be honest.
Yeah.
Good filler. Similar to the Strength Ring. Just the edgy version of it.
Okay. Rib Spreader. Rogue.
Rogue.
Grats.
Yeah.
Rogue. Okay. And then tank gear, we had Blightborn Warplate and Bile Encrusted Medallion. Like the rest of these items, give it to your Lich King tank or just spread them out. It all looks
That
like
neck got armor on it.
the neck does not have armor on it.
Never.
Oh, it does. 756.
Oh yeah. It's definitely good for your tank who's going to be tanking the most and getting crushed. Let them have it.
Crushed by Soul Reapers. Okay. Death Surgeon Sleeves.
Another big demo off piece. Mages also use this as their off piece, and then dis.
Okay. It's very good for disc, but again, don't give your disc stuff.
Is it?
It's our bis, if I recall.
Ah,
Helm of the Elder Moon. Oh my god, I love leather.
druid next.
Gresh Druid. Blood Sunder's Bracers.
Shaman next.
This is the spell hand. Can you go like 50-50 physical spell hands, or do you have to go?
That's more of an Alaska question. Like on my shaman right now, it's kind of like 60-40, but it just depends on what you have available to you and what you can, I guess, get from the casters.
Like other options are just not like as good if you're going spell hands.
Sure.
If I had to guess, like you just don't want certain stats as spell hands, and then that's all the items offer anyway. So you're in a weird spot where you have to take a spell power piece.
Okay. Rot Resistant Breastplate, Gratz Holy Paladins, their bis. And then the Big Daddy Trinket, DFO.
It's dog shit.
The trinkets from the sphere are extremely difficult because my reasoning for DFO goes hand in hand with phylactery, and I think DFO should go to your biggest pumpers, and in my case, I would probably put an F for it, but that doesn't rest well with everybody, so I guess this will leak something else later, but I would give it to anybody who's not your fire mages or your demo first. But I also want to note that if you choose to give it to your demo first, it's really good for demo because of the demo pack changes. It basically has almost a 50% uptime of having extra spell power for the raid.
That seems like a strong argument.
Yeah, but if they get something first, they might not get something else later, and you kind of got to pick and choose your battles here because you can't stack one person with both bis trinkets potentially.
Or you could.
Or you could if you're down for that, but people get really pissy when someone gets both of something when they could have got one of them.
Yeah. And then trauma, it's actually looking better than we thought it was, but it still might not be worth because it can proc off of itself. It's a whole thing. Give it to your disc, give it to your Resto Druid, give it to whoever wants it. Don't worry too much about picking the perfect person. Don't give it to your Holy Paladin. So you really only have 3 options-ish. Your Holy Paladin should have Valanyr probably. And Corpse Impaling Spike.
We're all basically using the same wands right now. Shadow Priest might have an easier time because I think they're using 10-man wand, which doesn't have hit on it, so they can do 1-for-1, but Af and Fire both also use this. It's hard to decide a lot of these because they're so close, so there's a lot of equal priority between a lot of the casters.
Solid. Okay, that's Rotface. The Papa P himself, Putricide. Let's do Australian's Sutured Cinch.
The same thing again as all the other leather items. The repellents want this. You just fit them in somewhere. Feral probably has a strong claim to this. Warriors will want this, I think, in some builds. You could probably give it to your bear tank.
Sorry.
I'd probably hit a DPS again on this before that. I think if you were to give an item to a ret over anyone else that's contested, it's probably this one.
To a ret?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But they do have other options. That's not bad. But again, just depends.
Bear
and obviously
tank,
Rogue and Feral are pretty close. Feral will gain more, but
The badge belt's really similar to this, so it's not that big of a deal for, I guess, Rets getting it earlier than Rogues and Ferals.
What's the badge belt? Leather Vengeful Noose?
Yeah, I think.
Haste AP ARP. Yeah, that's good. All right, solid. Taj!
oh wow, look, another ret item.
Grats Rets.
Grats Rets.
100% you give it to the ret first.
Yeah, you hope you get one early. That'd be nice.
Yep.
It's like 1200 DPS for them or something stupid.
It's really high.
I think it's like
It procs off of
700.
everything. They breathe funny and it procs.
Yeah. And
They'll enjoy it.
yeah, it'll be nice for them.
Especially since Blizzard didn't take away their little interaction.
Yeah. And then last word, Unholy over the rest.
It is a cool proc that gives them a lot of uptime with strength.
Congrats on Holy DKs. Your melee attacks have a chance to grant you Blessing of Light, increasing your strength by 115 and your healing received by up to 340. That seems good for tanks, yeah?
It had 80% uptime when Hands was using it on one of the bosses, which is kind of cool.
Oh, that is cool.
But it's an okay offhand, I guess, while you're waiting for other stuff if you're unholy.
I would give this an unholy over a tank.
Really?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Increasing your healing received by 340 seems pretty good. Maybe not.
Just with
Yeah, but
it's
who
like
cares?
the first. It's also like the first strength main hand, and they do well with that stat. So,
Sure.
or not main hand, but weapon.
Okay. Professor's Bloodied Schmuck.
When I was talking about that There's some other options for leather users for belts. This was the one I was primarily talking about. I know they mostly want crit, but this is a good haste belt.
Leather caster gear, always a joy. And then rigor mortis.
If you currently are using Blade of Tarask, this is a direct upgrade. So I just put it as equal prio for Fire F and Demo because all of them have the chance of using this. This is like 350 DPS upgrade over Blade of Tarask. So it's
huge.
It's really good.
Good for Lich King prog. 1.8 stam int hit haste spell power. Nice. Okay. Cool. That's Putricide. Let's do Council. Sanguine Silk Robes.
Demo uses this as their off piece. It's really, there's 122 spirits, a lot of spirit, and Resto Druids I think use this as well.
Yes, I believe you're right. Sanguine Silk Robes, Holy Priest, and Resto Druid.
Oh yeah, Holy Priest uses them as well. And I add that there. Holy Priest, you were not forgotten this time. As much as Jordan hates you all.
I love Holy Priests. I love them. Okay. Sand Lane Ritualist Gloves. Spirit Haste Spell Power.
Pretty sure this is the disc off-piece set they actually want, yeah?
Yes.
There you go. Rats.
Yes. We like everything but haste. This has a lot of haste, but I think that's what we want. All right. Grats to both discs, Healing Lich King. Thank you, Bat. Okay. Shoulders of Frost-Tipped Thorns.
Leather caster gear. Grats Druids.
Grats Druids. Mail of Crimson Coins.
Male caster piece. Grats Shamans.
It's so easy. The next one's also easy. Crypt Keeper's Bracers.
Grats Paladins.
Grats Paladins.
These are really good itemization for Paladins.
We're knocking
double
these
grats.
Out. Crit Haste Spell Power. I love it. And then Incarnadine Band of Mending.
Grats Dispriest, because crit, yeah.
Hell yeah, brother. No haste on there. We love it. We love to see it. And then, oh, there's another spell power ring on the same boss. Valinar's other signet ring.
In the demo set that I use, instead of Gebbing Veiled, I use this ring instead, but a lot of them use Memory of Malagos, so you can give this to the demo, or if the demo is going for Memory of Malagos, don't give it to the demo, and give it to a caster that is suffering from hit disparity.
Beautiful. I love giving loot to the demo because it means that everybody else gets loot. Kind of. Okay, and then Shadow Silk's Spindle.
This is a big offhand for everyone. Like, a lot of the Spirit Haste gear gets not as powerful as all the crit haste gear, but everybody wants the crit haste gear, so if you have somebody that can drop the hit from their offhand, like a warlock that can drop the chalice hit, or a mage that can drop their chalice from TGC, the hit crit one, then you should talk to them and figure that out before you hand this out. But it's definitely like somebody that you know is going to get a one-hander prio.
Big item alert. I feel like for TGC we often paired the offhand with a main hand, and that felt good. You know,
like if you plan on giving your Boomy the staff off of Lady Deathwhisper and you're killing it week one, like, and this drops, you know, I wouldn't necessarily give it to them. I guess it's just you need to plan where the loot's going.
Yeah. All right. Geist Lord's Punishment Sack. Kinky.
Feral Rogue filler. It's not this, but if they can make it work, give it to them.
Cool. Treads of the Wasteland.
Oh my god, our favorite class. They're back.
I love it. These are good, actually.
I wonder who would want it.
These are really good. No ARP, but hunters will be happy. And shamans probably.
Yep.
Land Soul's Horn Great Helm.
No one cares.
Great warrior shit item.
Hit crit. No ARP, no AP. Okay. And then Keliseth's Seducer.
Physical enhance.
Physical enhance. Good. Treads of the Wasteland are also very usable for ret. Okay.
Item.
Apparently those Treads of the Wasteland are good for ret too.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I forgot to mention that.
Maybe we should throw ret on there.
Yeah, sure, throw them in there.
And then Crypt Maker. This is one of those items that is better, I think, than it looks.
I like warrior on this over ret. Ret can pick up some other items if they need, like some of the pole arms and stuff. If they absolutely needed, but I like warrior, big ARP item.
By blood there,
hard to use. You have so much hit with jar and rep ring. Yeah, but
I was looking up blood
a huge
stuff, they were
amount
saying
of
this was the
DPS.
two-hander they're
Hard.
using before they get a Lich King weapon. Not necessarily blood
I mean,
DPS.
Blood DK can make anything work as well. Like Blood DK is not getting shit from. They want the stats more than they want the actual like weapon damage or whatever. So give it to the people who are gonna get shit from the weapon damage before you throw it to fucking person slamming icy touch.
Yeah. Okay. And then tank loot. We've got Royal Crimson Cloak. Seems good.
It's a really good cloak.
Defense dodge
Yep.
hit. Just strong. And then Taldaram's Plated Fists. Defense dodge parry.
Same thing again. Tanks.
Yeah.
Lich King. Tank gloves have hit rating on it, so they're gonna probably eventually want
Do they
their gloves.
what's the off piece for most tanks?
The helmet, I think, or the pants.
The helmet,
Helmet for mid is what I saw, but the
And
pants
then
are pretty good too.
legs for BDK. Okay.
Another thing with all the tank tier pieces, they have bonus armor added onto their chest and gloves, so you're really gonna want those pieces.
Okay, that's Blood Prince Council onto Lana'thel. So yeah, let's start with Blood Queen's Crimson Choker.
Another stupidly contested dumb item pisses me off. Worth noting that the normal version of this neck is BOE, and there will be a lot of normal runs being run because GDKPs are a bunch of rats. So there might be a flooding of the auction house of this item. So keep an eye out for that, the price. But in terms of Prio, I mean, it's exactly the same as Cry or Whale, whatever the hell faction you play, but it's 277. So just like it's use a similar Prio for that, based on who's gotten what and who's been pumping and who just needs some loot economy. I guess I would use this as a bartering chip.
I would love Blood Queen's Crimson Choker.
Has haste denied.
All right, I changed my mind. Bauble of True Blood. Oh my god, I hate this item.
It's a really, really good PvP trinket. So just make sure you know somebody that PvPs.
Is it very good for PvP?
Yeah, it's like never melting ice crystal from phase 1, but a lot stronger.
This thing better never fucking drop.
It's gonna drop all the time now because you
Bro,
said
waste
that.
of time it dropped.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like PvPers rejoice. You get a
No one
big
cares.
item. Okay, man. What about what if you PvP'd? Would you still care? Probably not.
No.
Okay, Dying Light. This thing's so cool looking.
It's one of those items that we talked about earlier that like will help lead you up to Lich King. Like look at the raw stats on that baby. 3 sockets riding around for days. So give it to somebody that cranks. Like it's a good item, especially if they don't need the hit of the offhand.
I love it. I think it looks cool. I'd be excited if this drops. The only item that I'd be more excited if it dropped: Ice Crown Glacial Wall.
Why would you be not
For our
excited about your
tanks.
tank?
No, I'm saying
Oh.
I'm down for this item.
Ah.
I want
Oh,
Baron to have
wow.
this.
Yeah. This tank shield.
Bis Tank Shield. Game Bis Tank Shield.
Game Bis.
Love
Game
it.
is
Love a Game Bis item.
They
Would you-
finally made a car door again for shield.
Not quite, but it's there. It's there.
Come on.
It's a coffin door. Shield's bear pry out. Yeah, I like it. Good idea. Would you give Dying Light to your demo ever?
Yeah.
I feel like it's a good demo item. Okay. Lana'thel's Chain of, how do you say that word? Flagellation? Flagellation?
male chest.
We'll not be trying to say that, but Frosty K.
Frosty K. Yeah, there's not a lot of Frosty K bis on this list, so it's nice to see them get something.
DKs end up like soaking good shit throughout the raid, but
I was also Warriors can use this pretty confidently.
yeah, you could. You could if you don't have like its expertise filler.
Okay. I wonder how good Blood's
Let's
gonna
let
be
Frosty
next.
K first.
Yeah, Frosty K is nice. They don't really have any love anywhere else, so let's do it. Okay, and then Bloodfall.
It's like a distant land's distant cousin.
Just a polearm. That's why I mentioned that you could,
Go Hunter with this one.
like, if Ret could pick this up too, or Blood DK, and just make it work for a while until they can pick up, whatever else.
Crit haste AP, 3 sockets.
Definitely Feral first, though. Like,
Unless they got the other staff.
Someone in my chat said that was pre-Lich King dis for Ret, that polearm. Just like, of course it is.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. I guess if they're not getting Shadowmourne, send it.
I mean, they have the option between that, Brintroll, and then the Lich King weapon before they have Shadowmourne. I bet they're all pretty close.
Yeah, surely.
Cool. Okay, that's Blood Queen. 3 bosses left. Valithria Dreamwalker. Frostbinder's Shredded Cape.
It's a 5 eye level upgrade over the 2GC cloak. Just give it to whoever. Maybe somebody never got one. If they're all using 258, you never progged up to that because this is one of the easier bosses, then maybe you have a little bit of a bigger decision to make.
Okay. Don't give it to your healers. It looks like it's be good for Holy Paladins. Robe of the Waking Nightmare. Hit crit spell power.
It's a very, very good mage chest off piece.
Is this their bis?
Just give it to their mages. I don't know what mage bis is anymore, man. They change their mind every day.
They say it's
Everyone's got their own
this.
goddamn opinion. Just give them this chest and tell them to shut up.
Yeah, it's bis till they put on hit candy.
It's probably true. Which they can get soon. Again, it's almost been a year. Bracers of Eternal Dreaming.
Druids, I think.
Druids love a leather wrist. Boomy and Rest Druid Bis, choose who gets it first. Probably Boomy.
I can't wait for someone to tell me those aren't Boomy Bis.
Yeah.
And then they'll see the lady Deathwhisper ones are, and I'll be like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
And I bow to my Boomkin masters.
The Druids
Your
hate me.
rest of
Same
druids
age,
will be boomkin soon enough, so
Yeah, they're going down to 4 heals again very quickly. Although we're going to flex up to 7 for Sindragosa, so that's exciting.
Thank God.
I have a secret strat. Can't talk about it.
Oh, yeah? You way to get no healers with Unchained Magic. Don't say it out loud. All right.
I can't say anything.
Snowstorm Helm.
That's a really nice looking Abyss Crystal.
Crit. At least it's got a meta socket, finally. Remember all those helms that don't have meta? It was like, why is this even a thing?
2K gold on the auction house. What you talking about?
Yeah. Okay. Leggings of Dying Candles.
Paladin.
Why are they dying?
What a dumb name.
Paladin. Boots of the Funeral March. Paladin.
I think you'd be surprised, but those boots also will go to your Paladin.
Paladin boss right there, by the way.
Okay. Nightmare
That's shitty
Ender,
wand.
I think.
Demo once, and then you could give it to your Disc Priest, maybe.
Yeah, we love this. We love Nightmare Ender. End My Nightmares. That is Wrath of the Lich King. Demo Disc Rest. Okay. I give it to your demo first for sure. All right. Physical loot. Anubar Stalker's Gloves.
Enhance bis.
Is it?
It's like physical enhanced Bis.
Both.
But yeah, I guess I had the chest there before. I think it stands to say that whoever still works here, because, you know, where else would these go?
All right. Enhance. There you go. Cold Wraith Links.
That's the one that we got messaged about the ret being able to use too.
Right.
Yep. This is like Warrior, Frost TK, probably Ret, and Unholy equal.
Tank Prow, yes.
Again, with Warrior, it comes down to armor pen, caps, and shit like that. So,
Seems good, though. Lots of art.
yep, you could use a leather belt as a Warrior, but from before. So maybe you don't need this right away. But I would count on getting this as a Warrior.
Yeah. Maybe Frosty K or Warrior first. Scourge Reaver's Leg Plates. Is this their off piece?
It's the Unholy.
Yeah.
It's the exact same shit as the ones they've been wearing for the last 2 phases. Crit Haste, 3 sockets.
That's the
Direct upgrade.
plated
for
Serenite
13
leggings or
around.
whatever of the phase. Okay. Frost Brewed Sapphire. I know a little bit about this item.
Cringe Ring, JK. I would just put equal Prio, Warrior, Rogue, Combat, that is, and what is that cringe class? Hunter?
Greens.
Yeah, Ladon.
He has Hunter Prio on this. You could do that. I don't
Greens.
know. I like equal Prio. Someone who hasn't gotten anything, just toss them it. Everyone needs 1 extra ring anyways, so everyone
There's a
gets their
lot of
best
rings and not a lot of
free.
ring sockets because the rep ring is bis for everybody, right? So it's like, it's just weird.
This is apparently Bis for ret too, but like there's
Oh,
just so
fuck me.
there's just so much like
Yeah, there are 35 builds they can play. Shut up.
yeah, I apologize, ret community. I was woefully unaware of how much you could actually use and have it be similar.
Okay. And then Lungbreaker.
Grats.
Next.
Grats Rogue. All right. And then tank items. Dreamwalker has 3 tank items on here. Grinning Skull Great Boots.
Good boots. Got expertise on them.
Defense dodge expertise. Yeah, solid. And then Noose of Malachite. Wow. Malachite from Elwyn Forest. Back at it.
It's kit neck, so yeah. Let's work it in. Might not wear it on every boss. You might on some. You never know.
And then Devium's Eternally Cold Ring. Armor ring.
Armor ring.
Good
Armor
ring.
Very, very, very important ring.
Yeah.
Big ring.
Good ring. Want that ring. What is this link you just gave us?
It's like a ret paladin heat map of like gear they share with other people apparently.
Some feet to this.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's pretty hot.
Notice there's no no healers on here. All right, cool. Dreamwalker done. On to Sindragosa, the most important item on her loot table.
Tank.
Tank trinket.
Yeah.
Sindragosa's Flawless Fang.
Oh, got a good
Super
idea.
important.
Why don't we just go?
Giga
Huge
Bist.
tank.
You're going to use it next expansion. You're never replacing this.
258 stam and some resistances on use. It actually does seem really good.
1 minute cooldown. It's literally like a shield wall. Well,
I honestly, I unironically hope for this week 1.
Yep.
It's a small amount of stamina, maybe, kind of.
It's kind of like whatchamacallit in that regard. The one off of Ignis, Heart of Iron.
Yep.
You don't want to see it ever again, but yeah. Okay.
No, I do.
Maybe twice, yeah. All right. Sindragosa's Cruel Claw. Another one of those everybody wants it item.
This one, everybody wants it.
You know.
Including the Red Paladins, man.
Look at this. Look at this. Boom.
Yeah. Big player over class here.
Boom.
Just figure it out, man.
Yeah. It's kind of like the one off of Bezax.
Yes.
I put the Cat Rogue and Hunter because it's like Agi and the Warrior and the Ret technically have secondary options, although they're not like big miss, you know.
Yeah.
I think this one's, player over class. Like that's it.
Big time.
And then Memory of Malagos.
This ring's really good. I mean, nobody is using it besides maybe Demo in Big Biss, and I think maybe Resto Druids as well. So if you are giving up your dreams of the other ring because it's way too contested, like this one's really solid, but it also takes, time for, you gotta kill Cindy. So
yeah.
Oh yeah, H Priest Biss as well. So there are some options.
Cool. Not quite Biss, but very, very close, right?
Yeah, it's close.
Okay. And then Phylactery.
This took a lot of time. Originally, I just put big item alert, but I wanted to try to put some sense to the item in the best way I could, and I just did enough simming for a lifetime for one item, and I just couldn't find any way about it. But Fire Mage just gains way too much from the static crit and the spell power proc compared to anything else. I also think it's worth noting that it's really good for snapshotting with Demo. It's up to you to how you want to gear your raid. I think Demo and the utility it's important, but also if you have a really big pumper mage, give it to them. If you don't give your Demo this, I would recommend you give them a DFO pretty early as some sort of snapshot trinket. So it's also a very big, like similar to Sindragosa's neck, like player over class. Like if you don't have a really good mage, don't let them feel entitled because I'm saying Fire is really good with this item. Like Sims assume perfect play. We are not perfect play. We are human beings and we make mistakes and have bad MS, and other people are simply just bad. So there it is. Big caster trinket.
What a great take. Good job. I like giving it a demo because it gives spell power for the whole raid. But
so this trinket's like exceptionally long cooldown. It's not 45 seconds. So that is worth noting that on longer fights, this is better for the demo for the pact, but on shorter fights, it gets awkward with the timing.
What's the ICD?
I mean, arguably, you look at the average fight of the hardest fight.
Timing's just different for each guild and their DPS. So I think it's 1.66 minutes, if I remember correctly.
That's long.
It is
It's
long.
the same as Deathbringers, and the duration's like doubled.
Correct. 20 seconds of 1200 spell power is insane.
That's a lot of spell power.
Yeah.
Enhanced Prio.
That's like a third more. Okay, and then finally, Sundial.
Like every haste spirit item before us, toss it to the demo, and then the Resto Druid and the Holy Priest, and then whoever else wants to give up your crit, haste, offhand dreams.
Looks cool. Demo gets some love. It's good. Okay. Demo, Resto Druid, Holy Priest, rest. All right. Well, we are done, except for Mac Daddy himself. Again, you are very unlikely to get these items for a while. This boss will take you a long time to learn to kill. So consider the normal modes and the other 277 items over this stuff because it's going to be hard to get. Don't be that guy that's like, I'll wait for Heaven's Fall or whatever. Or I should say, I'll wait for Glorinzelg and not pick up that two-hander because you're probably, some of you guys are just not going to kill it. It's just the way it is. So. All right, let's get into it. Heaven's Fall. Chris of 1,000 Lies. Rogue.
Grats Rogues.
Grats Rogues.
Also, don't play that dog shit spec, but yeah.
Agreed.
Grats Rogues. All right. Glorinzelg.
Warrior over everything. Needed for the expertise. It's like 1/3 your budget for expertise items. Also, just massive weapon damage.
Seems really good. Looks cool.
Very good.
That's
Three
okay,
sockets.
I think.
3 red sockets. Big.
Big W.
That guy plays warrior. No shit.
Okay, we're going warrior on this. I completely agree.
I don't even think you just like skip Ret entirely on this because of how quickly you can get Shadowmourne. Like if there's a Blood DK who wants this, you just toss it to them before the Ret.
Yeah, I
unironically.
agree. Because the Ret will replace it and the warrior will never. So it only makes sense. Like you're going to get Shadowmourne in 6 to 7 weeks probably. So, you know, that's not 12 to 14 lockouts. You're halfway through the phase. You're still going to get one, right? So it's just don't give it to your Ret. Okay, Havoc's Call, Blade of Lordaeron Kings.
Yeah, but if you're giving Shadowmourne to your Unholy, don't give this to them, but Combat Frosty K, this is their best. If you end up giving the weapon from Saurfang to like a DK first, then probably hit your Rogue. If you end up killing this.
Rogue only eats one, so I think it might be worthwhile to hit the Rogue first.
Yeah. DKs don't get a lot of love though this whole time, so I don't know. Depends.
You know, maybe it's time for Rogues to rise up, yeah?
Also Prop Paladin Bis, so
listen, Rogues are getting legendary daggers and Kata. They can sit down for a bit until they go.
I mean, by the time the legendary daggers are relevant, the expansion's over, so.
I'm just kidding. I'm just joking.
I mean, I probably will go Rogue first, personally.
I would too.
But if my Rogue starts acting like a fool, then
yeah, if they start acting up or talking about it, it's going to the DK cry about it.
No, it's going to the Enhanced Shaman because those guys they're down bad.
Yeah.
You're still going to have an Enhanced Shaman by the time you kill Lich King?
I don't know. See, you know.
If you see a Havoc's Call, you're happy. It's a good one to get. You don't want the dagger.
Yeah.
Everything else is
no daggers.
No daggers. All right. Oathbinder.
Feral Biss.
Feral Biss. Hunter Biss.
Hunter Biss.
Give it to Ret very last. That's about it. Blood DK Biss over Shadowmourne?
So, like, why would...
This is better than Shadowmourne? Oh, it's Blood Tank Biss, not DPS. Gotcha. Yeah, that's not a bad choice.
Yeah, that's supposed to be a tank.
Honestly, if you've killed Heroic Lich King, don't give it tanks any more loot. Game's over. Go back to DPS, right?
That's an awful take.
I mean, you're not wrong, but...
You're not right.
I mean, give it to your Feral and your Hunter before the Blood DK.
100%.
So, yeah.
Depends if they're acting up.
Fallon Rush, Defender of Quel'Thalas.
Never give this to a Hunter.
Grats.
This is actually Fallon Rush, Defender of Ladon.
Grats Warriors and Rogues.
Give it to your Enhanced before your Hunter, man.
Grats Warriors and Rogues.
Oh, give it to the Ret. This is a great Ret. They need this. This was on the list that was sent to us, handpicked by the Ret community. They do math well there.
Okay. Great. Going to caster items. Blood Surge.
I mean, this is one of the coolest weapons in the game, and it's a sword, so it's going to go to your Warlock or your Mage. It's not really like a rhyme or reason for either one, so it's one of those longevity, like...
Holy Paladin Prio.
Cranker, like Holy Paladin is Valinir. If you get close, my Blood Surge will be pissed.
I don't have Valinir, so...
Cry about it.
Do you not have Valinir?
This will be mine. I don't want it. Garbage weapon.
You don't want trauma?
All right.
I want this.
Blood Surge. Fire equals AF over demo. Right. Best Mage, best AF lock. Go Mage. Or Pummel. All right.
Take that back right now. It says equal. Don't let them sway you.
Yeah. Okay. Royal Scepter of Terranos II.
I mean, it's
a mace.
S-Priest, Boomy, and Enhance, and Ellie.
Listen, Boomy got the Valkyr staff. They don't need this. Shadow Priests are...
By the time people kill Lich King...
Shadow Priests are happy. They're happy people. They're over in their corner doing Shadow
Give it to your Enhance.
Give it to your Disc Priest, okay? Give it to your
No, you have Valinir. Cry about it.
I am crying about it, all right?
Yeah, like, healers have legendaries. You don't need this weapon.
I will be getting this on my Holy Paladin.
The amount of Old Wars... Still farming Old Wars to people's like off-spec Valinirs, and you're telling me you're ready to throw it away?
I got my third Valinir yesterday. I was happy.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
On my third Disc
Royal
Priest.
Scepter's going to APEP. APEP, I hope you're out there. You're getting this.
I'm down with that. APEP, Shadow Priest, Boomy, DPS Shaman, either kind, and then a healer. I agree. Give it to the healers last.
I just want to say, if you never got a Valinir, this mixes it up a little bit, in my opinion, because it is like, well, you get a trauma before that.
You have had long enough from raiding Old War to now to have
that's ableist. That's ableist
on every character that heals in your raid. So I don't even buy that. Like, if you never got a Valinir, it's not because you didn't get it from your loot council. It's because you were gone or something. So like,
good.
I don't even think that qualifies personally.
Wow, that's extremely ableist to do.
Get over it.
Such a dong. Okay. Arcus, great staff of Antonidas.
Arc staff, the great sleeper staff of Antonidas, because nobody ever thinks about it, but it's pretty solid still. Like demo weapon or something. It's like not bad at all. Like look at it, triple red socket.
It also looks cool as fuck.
Yeah,
It looks
the stats are solid.
It's kind of like a old god staff. It's like a Zath staff. Okay, is that everything? I think that's everything. We got some trash.
No.
What did we miss?
Mithrios Bronzebeard's Legacy. You just gonna forget the tanks again? They're gonna have
my bad. Mithrios Bronzebeard's Legacy.
Yeah,
I don't
tank
think any
Prio.
tank wants this.
Tank Prio.
I don't think Paladins want this. To be exact.
Paladins don't?
I don't think so.
Let's give it to your
good for warrior.
Yeah, I think warriors want it.
All right. Beneath the Scourge Corruption, you are able to make out a faint inscription. I'm not even going to read that. All right. And then Invincible's Reigns. Who do you give that to?
You can't see them, so you can't loot it.
That's fair. It's too difficult to see it.
You give it to the guy buying it for 5 million gold.
It's like Mim's Head. Don't worry about this. Everyone is going to get it if they want it. We G-bid these in guild between the guild. Okay, and then real quick on tier, we leaned tier towards tanks early, and then you can kind of go whichever direction you want after that. Vank, you probably go mages. Conk, you probably go ret paladins. Prot, warriors. There's a lot of options. Don't load up anybody too early. Avoid your other DKs.
I don't think there's really like the only thing you should really worry about is where your pro tokens are going. Like for the normal tokens, they drop in 10 man and 25 man, and you get like 2 per the end bosses, and they're time gated anyway with frost badges. So like if you are prioing a mage first and you give them 4 the normal tokens that drop, that's a cool. Now you're just rotting loot in someone's bag because they can't equip it for 3 weeks.
I like on Protector token, I actually like giving Hunters first over the others because they gain like a lot.
I like that
from
take.
the 2-piece. When it gets a 4-piece, you don't really have much of this class anyway, so everyone's gonna have it. But I think when you're looking at 2-piece Hunters, definitely the best.
All right, well that's it. This is the final loot prio guide of Wrath. We're probably not going to do one for Hallion because lol. Maybe we'll do one for Kata. I don't know. We'll kind of assess when the time comes if that's what people are looking for. I feel like Kata loot's easier if I recall right.
People always complain about loot, even in Kata.
Thank you, Zath. Thank you, Pummel. Guys, thank you very much for hanging out today. I appreciate it. The Patreon is really helpful for supporting us in our work doing all of this. It was a lot of work. If you are using this and you want to help, that's a really good way to do it. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. All right. I'll see you guys around. Have a good one. Thank you guys for the subs so much for today. If you haven't hit the follow button, do me a favor, hit the follow button. I'm going to be doing a ton of work on ICC. Thank you. Later.